I want to put out a disclaimer. Everything I say or will say in the next videos is gonna be my personal experience and my personal feelings towards things.
I'm fighting Satan forever, I'm not down with the dude, he taking me for a fool. I talk to the King of Kings, he been showing me things, I'm tapping into the truth. Come on, I'm fighting Satan forever, he's shifty and super clever, and told me I'm at the center.
Hello, my name is Amelie and I lived for 7 months in Ghana. Yay! And because I got so many questions like about how was it, like can I see pictures, how was your first experience in an African country, and all that, I decided to make a video. Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And this video is not just for my family, my friends, but maybe there's one person out there who decides to travel or who plans to travel to Ghana and who's looking for a video to get some idea like what it's like, and maybe also who's looking for just something to get an impression from, because when I first researched Ghana, I didn't find that much. There is a lot. There are podcasts, there are like great videos and all that. I can put all these links somewhere where you put them. But I was kind of looking for a video like of a person who explains its experience from a white perspective. I don't know if that sounds weird, and that I didn't find yet. In case if there's someone out there in this beautiful world who's planning to go to Ghana, I hope this might help or give an idea. So for now, maybe I should explain like who am I and why did I go to Ghana. So my name is Amelie, I'm a photographer, and I went to Ghana in November 2022 and came back in June this year. It all started 2 years ago. No, wait. Last year I graduated from my school and I didn't really, or I knew what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to assist someone or work with a photographer together to learn first and to find out where I want to go. I had an idea like where I'm going, but I wanted to figure out more. And I had 2 ideas. One idea was to write an email to someone in London who's doing a studio, and I got the contact from someone I met during my graduation project in France. I emailed them. I never really got an answer. I think it's still like an email unopened in the spam folder, but that's fine because my second option was that I'll email a photographer I met, now it's I think 3 years ago, through the Canon Student Development Canon program. Well, anyway, it's like a program for students where they are mentored for 2 sessions. And it was all online because of COVID. You are mentored for 2 sessions over a period of 2 months, and then you have in the end a week of workshops and all that. And I met Neo Badai. He's a Ghanaian photographer. I was so excited. I was really happy that he was mentoring me, and I learned so much from him, and I'm still learning. And he's an analog documentary photographer and photographing with large format, which I'm a huge fan of. we kind of kept in touch after the program. So over the last 3 years or 2 years, I sent him sometimes some work and asked him for his opinion. And then last year in May or June, I emailed him about like, I'm graduating soon and I'd like to, I don't know, assist or work with you. I know that it took me a lot of courage to write this email, but I was happy that I finally sent it. And he replied and was like, yeah, why not? He suggested me to come to Nuku Studio in Tamale. Nuku Studio, Center for Photographic Research and Practice, is a space for exhibitions, but also a center to learn, to exchange ideas. So Nuku Studio was founded in 2015. Throughout the time, this center in Tamale was born. I didn't really know like what I'm gonna do there. I didn't really know like where am I gonna work or what, like the whole thing, like I didn't know, but I just had the gut feeling it's gonna be really nice. Maybe I should add that at this point I didn't know Nii personally. I only have met him online. First things first, I had to tell my parents. They were not too excited about the idea of me going to Ghana and now I understand, because if I'd be in their shoes and if my daughter would come to me and tell me, oh, I'd like to go to Ghana because I'm a huge fan of a photographer I've never really personally met, but I think it's a good idea. I would also have lots of questions concerning my daughter going there. So I have to cut some slack to my parents that they actually like, in the end, were supporting me a lot. And although they were not amused about the idea. So as the time went on, I got to meet the Nuku team, which consisted of 3 really talented women, and they were helping me with all the requirements I had to fulfill. For example, visa stuff like the invitation letter and some other things, like my questions like concerning like, okay, how much money do I need to save to sustain my stay, or what should I pack, what clothes do I need, and all that. In August I was certain that I'll come in November, and so in September I looked for flights. I finished the visa process middle of September and was waiting for the approval, and I got it I think in October, somewhere in October. And I booked the flight for November 6th. I was planning to stay 3 months, but in the end I extended it, and I extended it again. So in the end I stayed 7 months. On November 6th I took the plane at 4 something. I didn't sleep because I was too excited, and I arrived in the night, and Phoebe picked me up and I met Nii for the first time, and it was so beautiful. I don't know, it was really nice because the minute I stepped into his home, like it didn't feel too weird and it also didn't feel too weird to see him actually in person, but it was so surreal that this thing was actually happening, because you talk about it, that you go to Ghana and you'll meet this photographer and you will work for a time there, but when it's actually happening you're like surprised. It's actually happening and you're actually there. And then a couple of days later I took the bus to Tamale and arrived at Nuku Studio, and then I started working. I'll get more into detail with the people I met there, because I feel like it would be too much for just one video. Because I have so much to tell you all about how brilliant Phoebe is, how brilliant the Nuku team is, and how much I enjoyed working there and being there and living there. But I'll keep that for another video, which brings me to the end, I guess, for the first video. Before I'm ending this, I want to explain how I'm thinking of doing this little Ghana series thing. I have 5 to 6 videos planned. So the first video would be what to pack when you go to Ghana for 3 months / 6 months / a year, because in the end it doesn't really matter how long you stay, because I think you would pack the same, I guess. Second video would be about the culture shock coming from a Western country to an African country, and what I was struggling with, what my body was struggling with, and but also how I adjusted myself to Ghana, and how I enjoyed it and what I've learned. Third video will be about the food, because that's a big thing. Food is life, as Shola would say. What is life too? It's gonna be a vegan edition, like how to be vegan in Ghana. Number 4 will be about where I traveled to, where I stayed, how I traveled to these various places. The last video will be about a normal day in Tamale versus a day photographing for a project with Phoebe. So finally, I don't know who's gonna watch this. Maybe my mom, my dad, family and friends, and maybe also some old classmates who are very curious to know what became of one of their classmates. Here you go. Thank you for watching. In any case, if you have any questions, feel free to text me. I'm glad to receive some feedback. Feel free to comment or send me a message on Instagram. I will also put my Instagram somewhere where you can find it, my personal and my photography account. Feel free to share this, to like this, to subscribe to me. I never expected me to say that. And I guess have a wonderful day, and yeah.
They love to call you crazy till your genius fly. I let it be and send a wish up to the sky. That's some wisdom from the older folk. They told me that we gon' be alright.